but we have to be grounded in the truth of Scripture, and that has to be our standard, not what the world says, not what culture says.
That's exactly what I was talking about.
I want to be clear that, like, law enforcement isn't to prevent crime.
Anthony will lose his mind. Like, what a joke. You guys are a joke.
Begging for her life. Bang! Dead. Hurt people. What happened was horrible.
Are you insane?
Yeah, that doesn't make it right. Like, that's the thing.
Plunged a knife into someone's neck.
Remember that suspect is wanted for a deputy-involved shooting.
Who decided that the recruitment video was going to be us dancing?
The suspect gets on top of the other officer, steals his taser, and that's when your husband, who feared for his life and the life of the other officer, shot and killed the suspect.
Get out of the car. Get out of the car.
Like, how are you fulfilling the mission of law enforcement? How are you fulfilling the mandate to praise those who are doing the right thing and to crush those who are doing the wrong thing? Yo.
Anthony, what's up, dude?
Two Cops, One Call, Season 3, Episode 3. I am Anthony, second fiddle to Gary.
Second fiddle. That's the one that plays the cool
Dude,
lines.
You're the
dude,
star
the
of the
second
show.
fiddle plays the good lines, dude.
I don't know about
the first
that.
fiddle just kind of like plays the normal.
I really
the
shouldn't.
normal stuff. The second fiddle is the one that does all the cool lines.
I should not use any music analogies. I'm the least musical person.
Yeah, and I don't even know if that's actually true. I just wanted to say that.
Well, you are a musical person. You're like, you can play guitar, you can sing.
I play guitar. Okay, that's
Dude,
what I do.
you're like right
Dude, when I was playing
level.
When I was playing the electric guitar the other day, man, I felt so out of place. Because you can't
Why?
I guess because it makes so much noise that you're supposed to play it simpler. I guess like rhythm guitar.
Why did you decide to play electric?
Because we already had an acoustic.
Okay.
And I want to try to do hard things every once in a while.
What's that thing they put on the side of the electric guitars? That little wand thing that you can use to.
Oh, it makes it bend. It bends notes and chords.
That's the next time you play electric guitar, put that on. And I want to see you just jamming that thing.
Yeah, that's not my style.
Dude, you're like a rock star, man.
That's not true. It's not true.
So,
dude, it's okay for men to sing. I think we ought to be singers.
Sure.
Dude, you know
my
what's
favorite
wild?
bands have men lead singers.
I know. Yeah, I don't know why I said that. But do you know that human beings are the only created beings who sing? Like God made us to sing. Nothing else sings.
What about birds?
Nah, they make noises. They don't sing. Even angels don't sing. They cry out. They say.
Okay.
They don't sing. So I think singing's like a. Why are you looking at me? Why are you looking all confused?
Well, no, I'm just trying to think about that now. You said
look at all the verses.
Don't sing.
Yeah, they say and they shout and they.
What about when they
proclaim.
Came to the shepherds?
They
at
said,
the birth of Jesus.
"Glory in the highest."
They said. Is that what it says? So
yes.
They didn't sing it.
No singing.
We turned it into a song.
Well, we sing the song of the angels. The angels don't sing it. I don't think.
Wow. This was not the way I was expecting to start this episode.
Dude, I think it's cool.
It is cool.
The Creator made us to sing.
I've just never really thought about it.
I mean, dude, we've worked
because I'm not musical.
And we've also worked in a career that guys sing when they're drunk. That's about it. You know what I mean?
Not true anymore. Now they sing on duty and they put videos on TikTok. Dude,
that Philadelphia video is going around again.
I know.
It's super weird. Did they up it? Did they redo it or what happened?
So the video
with the sheriff's office
shared
from Philly.
with the Philly sheriff's office, their recruitment video, that was not that had not gone viral. We put it on our episode and we were
we made it viral.
Well, we didn't make it viral, but with Sheriff Billie coming out and saying all her crazy stuff about ICE, that they're not real law enforcement and that she's going to go after them.
Yeah.
this recruitment video that they had just blew up, and the comments on it are hilarious.
Oh, dude, I haven't watched it. I haven't looked at any comments.
What's the weight loss drug that's real big? Ozempic.
Ozempic, yeah.
Okay, so I saw like
GLP-1s, right? They're super cheap now, I guess, right?
I don't know anything about it, but this Ozempic, I saw someone post after watching the video that they thought they were watching an Ozempic ad.
Dude, that's funny because it does fit like Ozempic commercials.
Yeah, because it's a bunch of out of shape people like dancing with fans.
And then I love the part where the bicyclist just goes across the screen like 4 times.
And they're doing circles
It's
around
so
them.
weird,
Because we
dude.
talked about that. Where
It's
like
so
the officers on the bikes actually seem to be the most in shape.
Yeah,
on
they're
that.
orbiting the dancers with fans.
With fans.
Dude, but it's funny that went viral because we talked about that weeks ago.
Oh yeah, we talked about that
maybe a month ago.
Yeah, I don't even
two.
remember how long ago we talked about it, but yeah, that was a huge video that we spent way too much time on.
Oh,
that video.
dude, yeah.
But that's
especially because I was
fired up.
remember I was super confused because you sent me the
I
wrong
sent you
video.
the wrong
dude.
link. What a nightmare.
That's
so
funny. But anyway, that went viral. That was pretty funny.
that went viral. So
Not because of us, apparently, but
No, but I'm sure you watched the Grammys. Speaking about singing and everything, I'm sure are you a big Grammys guy? You watch Grammys?
do I look like or has anything I've ever done in my life lead you to believe that I will watch the Grammys? That is the last show that I would ever watch. Absolutely there's like a visceral reaction when even I see the commercials coming up, like Golden Globes or the Grammys, like all of these Hollywood people.
Right.
I have no time for them, dude.
Right.
I could care less what they say. But yeah, they went crazy, dude.
Yeah. Well, did you see? First of all, I have no idea who Billie Eilish is. She won a Grammy, so I guess she must be something.
Well, she looks different than she did when you would have seen her in movies or seen her something.
Was she in things?
Well, she
I literally don't know
I
anything.
think. Like she made herself a dude, didn't she?
Dude, I don't think we should be talking about this because I have literally I know nothing about her. Oh yeah,
but she went way off. Yeah,
so
about the stolen land thing. It doesn't matter. Forget I even said anything.
I don't know. I know nothing about Billie Eilish.
I might be thinking of somebody else, but
yeah, I know nothing about how she identifies. I know nothing about her.
So she's a singer.
But she's, I guess, the singer. And yeah, her comments went viral.
As grateful as I feel, I honestly don't feel like I need to say anything, but that no one is illegal on stolen land.
Yeah, so she
dude, that's hilarious. Dude, these self-righteous
So she stands up there and she uses that platform to say there are no illegal immigrants on stolen land, and then she says F ICE at the end of her. I didn't play that part in the video, but she says F ICE at the end and everything. And I think it's hilarious that now the $14 million home she lives in is on land that belongs to some...
Like the Navajo or something like that, right?
No, I can't remember the name of the Native Americans that it belonged to, but they filed a statement asking her to give the land back to them and everything. I think it's absolutely hilarious. And can we just for a moment think about what she said? I don't understand the inability to think critically about some of these things that some of these people say.
It's not even think critically. It's just common sense.
Right, which is thinking critically. Like think critically about what you're saying. Yeah. You're saying that
we say dumb things a lot.
We say dumb things a lot too, but I also think that a lot of times when we say dumb things, we'll say right away, well, that was dumb. Like that stuff you just said about Billie Eilish without...
Yeah, it was super dumb. Yeah, because I think it's the wrong person.
I think it's the wrong person. But anyways, yeah, I mean, for her to say there can be no illegal immigrants on stolen land, I guess what I want to ask her is what country right now that has like a group of people in it is the same group of people that have always had that land?
There probably are none.
Ask her to tell me what country, what province, what anything.
What location?
In
the world.
In the world. And maybe there is. But what location in the world that the people that inhabit it and that live there are the original people? so that's one thing I would ask her. The other thing I would ask her is, what do you think was happening in the USA as we know it now? What do you think was happening on this land between the Native American tribes that were here? What do you think they were doing? They were conquering each other's land. That's what they were doing. They were fighting each other. They were conquering each other's land.
Yeah, human sacrifice, like all of the things. Yeah.
Right. And so, some Europeans came here and
Christianized it.
We
took dominion over the wild lands.
Did some evil things. We can admit that.
Sure.
Like, two things can be true. And ended up buying land, conquering land, settling in land. Like, I guess I'm just like, what world do you live in where you think that that somehow the land anywhere in the world is inhabited by the same people that have always been there? Just tell me.
Yeah. How did the people get there? Why are there homes on the land? Why are there government buildings?
Right.
The reason all of those things is because we have a creation mandate to take dominion and care for the world.
Right.
Which is what we've done.
Yeah. And again, I put your money where your mouth is.
Yeah.
You have now been identified as someone living on stolen land, even though you purchased this $14 million mansion or whatever you live in.
Yeah. Which included the land.
Right, which included the land. So now you have been identified as someone who lives on stolen land per your definition of it. So put your money where your mouth is and give it back to them.
Yeah.
Give it back to this tribe.
And just let anybody who wants to do whatever they want on your land.
Right.
And in your house.
Because there can be no illegal immigrants on the land that you now own. So open wide your gates to your house. Let anyone into your house. Welcome in the original Native American tribe that says they owned the land before you owned it. Let's do that. So I can't remember. I was watching an interview recently, and I can't remember who it was, but they were making some sort of one of these like political comments, speaking their platitudes about how we should be giving money to this or whatever. And the other person in the interview said to that person, it was a wealthy person, well, have you given any money to that cause? Yeah. And he's like, well, no, I've been concentrating on other things. And the other guy goes, see, this is the problem. You guys sit up here and you say all these like platitudes and you're just expressing your level of love and kindness for everyone else to do, but you're not willing to do it. You're the one that is saying everyone should do this, but you're not doing it.
Yeah.
So you go first. That's what he said to him. You go first.
Nice.
And it was like one of
I'll
those,
follow
like,
you. Yeah, I'll follow you.
Yeah, you go first, and we'll do that. And I don't understand the switch right now in the country. Again, we're talking about this ICE stuff and everything, but it's just been so forefront in the news. I don't understand the switch in the country where back in the mid 2000s, I just saw a speech by Hillary Clinton where she's talking about adamantly supporting borders, deporting illegal immigrants, assimilation. She even is talking about assimilation. Like, if you're here, you should learn English. Yeah. Like all these things. And
learn our customs and ways. And
there's all the Democrats clapping like a bunch of seals. And, and now it's like, I don't want to explain to me what changed. Explain to me what changed from the mid 2000s when the Democratic Party was approving of borders, when Hillary Clinton, when Obama, when they were approving of borders, when they were deporting people, when they were speaking out against illegal immigration, and everyone in their party was agreeing with them, was praising them, was clapping about it. What changed? Like, what's the difference now? I just want someone to tell me why the 180-degree switch.
Well, do you want me to try to answer it?
Sure.
I don't know if I want to. I don't think I'm ready.
Okay. Well.
I think it's egalitarianism, which means that all people. Man, I'm gonna mess this up, dude. I wasn't prepared for this, Anthony.
What? Are we ever prepared for these?
Yeah, exactly. I think it's indoctrinated into worldly systems. Okay. So maybe I'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
And maybe I can do some follow-up thought,
Yeah.
and maybe we can look at this again.
Yeah.
But it's ignoring the biblical mandate of how we ought to live,
Okay.
and it's following the world system, which changes all the time,
Right.
right?
So the fact that a worldly system is being followed and is constantly changing, you think that's kind of behind it then?
I 100% believe that.
Okay.
I think making it more narrowed
Right.
into think about this, the fact that there's no hierarchy at all
Right.
except for Hollywood, like Hollywood and the rich and famous,
Right.
The elites, they hold themselves to one standard, but they want everybody else to be looked at as absolutely equal, that nobody has any hierarchy at all in society. And that is totally against, I think, a biblical worldview.
But I would push back against that and
Not
say,
in value or worth. I'm saying in structures.
right, like authority.
Yeah. Like husbands are responsible for their families. They have authority
Right.
in their family.
Husbands are
Right.
supposed to lead their families. Wives are supposed to submit to their husbands. Husbands are supposed to love their wives.
So when you have this view that everybody is completely equal and there are no hierarchical systems, that's not the right way to say it, I don't think. But if there are if that doesn't exist and you're pushing that narrative, then it becomes, well, everybody's equal. They can live wherever they want. We should be free. Everybody should have their own.
So the only thing I would push back on that then why is victimhood a currency then? Because if you're a victim, then your hierarchy is pushed up. Do you know what I'm saying? With that side, that side, if everyone should be equal, then why are people with some level of victim status that can check boxes of certain victim statuses then promoted to a higher level? Like we've said,
and you're speaking because with the immigration, that's what you're kind of talking about,
right? Yeah, this whole idea that
But do you think they're viewed? But do you think they're viewed as victims, or more just everybody's equal? We should just be able to.
100% viewed as.
Or do you
victim.
think it's just they want more votes? One party.
Well, I think that is also part of it. I think votes is part of it.
Sure.
I 100% believe that the influx.
That's how you can stay in power.
Of immigrants that were allowed to flood this country, that were given, places to stay, money. Cards, phones, encouraging them to come into the country illegally. I think 100% there's votes behind it. And there's this other idea that somehow because they're from another country, they have some sort of victim status where we need to welcome them in, even if they come here illegally.
Yeah.
Which,
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. It
is interesting how it changes. Even in 2 decades, it changed. 2.5 decades.
Right.
What you're saying is interesting.
Yeah.
And that's a short time. 2 decades is a short amount of time for the narrative to completely change.
Right.
It's not like it was a slow drift. It's complete polar opposites right now. You had, the left saying,
right,
borders we should have borders. And then now it's literally we should have open borders.
Right.
And everybody should be welcome.
And what caused that? What caused that 180? And it's all cloaked in this empathy and kindness and love of neighbor. And again, critically, if you think about it, how loving, how kind it is it for people who are coming here illegally? How kind is it for the women who are being raped as they're brought across the border? How kind is it for the amount of fentanyl coming into the country that people have overdosed on it? How kind is it for the kids that are missing? Thousands of kids that have been reported missing since coming over. How is I explain to me how that is empathetic, kind, loving, and how my idea of having secure borders and deporting illegal immigrants is somehow one of the most hateful thing you could ever imagine. Yeah. Again, thinking about it critically, someone explain that to me and why the switch. So
it is a wild time because it was I mean, it was normalized to come here illegally, and now it's like, okay, well, we're putting our foot down. So it's like they're caught in a bad spot. The illegals are. I'm not saying it's right or wrong.
Right.
It's just they're caught in a tough spot because now they're like, well, I thought I could be here. You asked me to come here. I'm here.
Right.
And now you're kicking me out. Like,
yeah.
So I mean, I get that would be frustrating, right?
Yeah.
If the rules are changing, that's frustrating for anybody. It's the same with like work.
Yeah.
Any employer who changes their rules or the way that they do things is difficult.
I think what's also interesting is the switch in just the general population of the country. I mean, think about
It's not.
But there is a switch. So like this Alex Pretti guy, the latest guy who was just shot by ICE agents. I'm assuming he would have been the same person who would have been behind Hillary Clinton in the mid 2000s when she gave this speech, behind Obama and what he was doing, and now he's been so radicalized. This is a guy who's in the medical field, okay? He has a job that he has to go to every day. And somehow he's been so radicalized that he's willing to go out to protests and engage violently with ICE agents prior to being shot and killed.
Yeah.
You know, that there was that video out where he was violently engaging with ICE agents.
Right. This is why we have to be steady. We have to be watchful. Like this is like, to be a man is to be steady, to be watchful, to be not easily swayed, to be grounded in truth. Because if you're not, we are the most easily manipulated. Like people are easily manipulated.
Yeah.
And you look up to certain people, and what they say becomes gospel, becomes truth. So then like we're made to follow. We are made to follow.
Yeah.
And
something.
It's something. And it's an ideology, and it's what causes it. So
yeah.
But think about it. If you hear from the elites that you trust and like, you think they have the right things to say, and they're calling ICE agents Nazis.
Right.
They're calling them, what other names do they call them now? And Nazis, they call them Gestapo, basically saying that they're taking these people and putting them in gulags. Like that is extremely visceral, like causes visceral reactions inside people.
Right.
If you're saying this person is a Nazi.
Right.
Like you're pointing a finger and you're saying this person who wears that uniform, they don't wear uniforms generally, that has this vest on under regular clothes that says ICE on it, he is a Nazi. And what do we do to Nazis? We kill Nazis because Nazis did terrible things.
Yeah. They're the enemy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you make an enemy out of someone, like we want to follow our leaders,
right?
We want to, and we're easily manipulated. So we're like, okay.
Yeah,
we're mindless drones at times. And that is a sad part. That's why we have to be grounded in truth.
Yeah. Yeah. It's constant prayer. I pray for my kids in this culture. But but again, like it is wild to me.
He went to medical school, so he was indoctrinated in medical school. I'm not letting you talk at all because I'm getting maybe I drank too much coffee.
Go for it.
But listen, Anthony, like this guy, like I don't know anything about, I know very little about this guy, but in order to go to be whatever in the medical field, you have to go to the college. And what did colleges do in the early 2000s? It started to indoctrinate people into like left-wing thought.
Right.
And when you're young, you're even more easily manipulated. So you have these values that are pushed upon you, and you embrace them as truth.
Yeah. And I don't with this Alex Pretti guy, I don't know if he was involved in activism before this or not, but it's just crazy to me. Like you have a job.
Yeah.
Like how are you even out here? Like what caused you to get to a point where you're willing to go out into the street and confront law enforcement agents like, I guess I would expect someone in the medical field to understand, like, hey, I can't go out and try to do battle with law enforcement.
Right.
Even if I don't agree with what they're doing, like, that's just not something me as a professional should go do.
Yeah.
But yet he's out there, and as you're seeing on this video right now, which I'm playing without sound because this was like, I think 11 days before he was shot and killed. He's at a protest. He's screaming and cursing at ICE agents. He spits towards one. He then kicks
the taillight
out. They move in. They don't arrest him. They get him down on the ground, and my understanding is the crowd was too violent. They didn't have enough people. They actually ended up letting him go, which goes to another point where sometimes arresting someone might save their life, because spitting on a federal agent or towards a federal agent could be a felony. So he might have still been locked up if they would have followed through with arresting him at that moment and maybe not found himself in the situation he found himself in when he was shot and killed. But like, how do you, I don't understand how a so-called professional would get to a point like that where they're willing to engage in that type of activity. That's what's interesting to me, or like what happened in his life.
Yeah.
Was it just, like you said, indoctrination, following the wrong people? You know, how did he get to that point in life?
It is interesting because these are the outliers. Like, there's lots of people yelling and screaming, blowing whistles, holding up signs.
Right.
It's a whole nother level to confront the way he did. You know what I'm saying? Like, those are the ones that we're seeing that really cause people, like Renee Good, like her also. Like, her actions were way farther to the violent side than most people who are protesting.
Right.
So it's true, the criminal element all over. Like any criminal, like, you might have the thoughts and pulls and things like that, but you're held back for some reason in your conscious, in your moral upbringing, in your indoctrinational like path, your pathway into being indoctrinated into a radical person. You know what I mean? Like, so there's like there's different.
I get it, but again, usually when you see people engaged in that type of activity, they're not like doctors, nurses, teachers, like people who are holding professional jobs.
I see what you're saying.
They're like, they tend to, have like these like full-time jobs that they spent thousands of dollars to gain their licenses and do. Like, these are the type of people, and I don't know what, Renee Good did, but this guy, like, how many thousands of dollars did he spend to become a nurse and go to college?
Right.
Like, usually those types of people, with the work ethic to put the time in and the money in to get into a professional job, such as, and we see all these teachers saying crazy things, like, that's what's crazy to me. Like, a criminal, okay, someone who's been engaged in a criminal lifestyle or works third shift in a warehouse, not that they're less than, or that's just the life they've chosen. To me, it's just odd that, someone who is in the medical field or a teacher or, doing something like that. And now we see guys in law enforcement. I just saw an officer who was fired for suggesting ICE officers should be shot. He's in law enforcement. Yeah. Like, that's what I don't get. Like, people who you think would, know better would.
I don't think I would have said it that way, Anthony. But whatever, man. You got big shoulders, man.
Or educate, like, have a great deal of education behind their name.
That's where I differ from you.
Okay.
I think the education is what's causing
it
to some extent, unless you're grounded in like reality,
right?
Because they're being taught unrealistic things,
right,
or untrue things.
It just seems like and I think you might be onto something there, because it just seems like the most unhinged people you see on social media tend to be these in positions with their employment that require a lot of education, whereas your salt of the earth guys who are digging ditches, doing plumbing, doing electrical, they're of course they're have the same opinions as some of these liberals, but some of the most unhinged things you see on social media right now are coming from people who have had to be in education a long time to do what they're doing. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I don't know if it has something to do with access to social media and things like that too, because you also have that guy who's all tatted up. That I think he's a vet. They just arrested him.
Yeah,
like he said some crazy
That's true.
things. So he didn't seem like a professional kind of guy.
Right. Yeah, I don't know what he did.
So I think the gamut's very wide. But
I don't think you can overgeneralize too much.
And we're only seeing these very violent things, right? So that's what we're really focused on. But in reality, there's a lot of loud people blowing whistles. I mean, I think we're going to talk about a church that's training people how to be watchful. What do you call them? Watchers?
Yeah,
no, they're not watchers.
No, legal observers.
Okay.
Yeah, they're doing training to be legal observers. Yeah, I don't know.
I think we're going to talk about that. Whatever.
Yeah.
But so you have lots of loud voices, but in reality, even those loud voices is a minority.
Yeah.
So but that's we're being fed.
Right.
So don't be easily manipulated. And you're not. I'm just saying it's so easy to be so downtrodden that the United States we're done. We're done for. I think the momentum's moving, dude.
Yeah.
I think it's going the other direction. And we just got to get rid of 10 million more illegals. I mean, I don't know. It's just going to take some time.
Yeah, it is.
It's not going to happen.
It is going to take some time. And Trump has not deported.
No,
Trump hasn't even deported as many as Obama deported.
Yeah.
So that's
he's not again. He promised to do it. He's not. I mean, shame on him in my opinion. He's trying. He's getting a lot of pushback. It seems like he's trying, or at least he's saying he's trying.
Right.
Just try harder, man. You're the president of the United States. You have a whole lot of power.
Yeah.
You can just do things sometimes.
Right.
You can do things.
Yeah. And it's a righteous thing, protecting your borders, protecting your people, removing violent. I mean, the majority of the people they're trying to go after right now.
That's the talking point. Yeah.
Yeah. Is your violent criminals. And
I got it. That's a good priority.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah. But any priority to remove someone who's here illegally, I think is a righteous priority.
Yep.
I would not go into another country illegally.
Yeah.
Most of the people who are screaming that we should not be deporting illegal immigrants would never dream of entering another country illegally. Because
America is a great place to live.
Right.
I don't blame we've talked about this 1,000 times. I don't blame anybody for wanting to come here. We're a great nation.
Again, while all our elites say we're the most racist country in the world, but everybody come here.
So they can stay in power.
It doesn't make any sense.
So they can stay in power.
But anyways, we started talking about this Alex Pretti cat, and I've had a lot of people ask me, my opinions on the shooting and stuff, and I am not going to throw up a ton of video.
It's out there.
Dissecting
everybody's seen it, dude.
You can go out there and see it.
This video shows Alex Pretti face to face with a federal agent on Nicollet Avenue. He's holding a phone as the agent pushes him toward the sidewalk. Another angle shows Pretti walking into the street, helping to direct traffic. When an agent pushes a woman into a snowbank, he goes to help. That's when the agent begins spraying Pretti in the face. It's when Pretti goes to help the woman again, several agents grab him and throw him down.
Honestly.
From this angle, you can see Pretti being held down. You can see an agent in a gray jacket approach with empty hands, while other agents appear to be hitting Pretti.
Hey! That is police brutality! They are hitting that observer!
The man in gray appears to pull something from Pretti's waist. Then, the first shot. You can hear at least 10 shots after that.
What did you just do?
The agents back away, but return.
Come on.
In this video, you can hear what they are saying. Derek James, WCCO News.
Absolutely, he was standing up for someone. Absolutely, he was standing up for that woman that he was trying to help up. He was trying to help her get out of that situation.
So yeah, everyone's seen all the video out there. Gary and I are always late to the show because we only do these episodes bi-weekly, but
tons of different angles.
There's all kinds of different angles, and everyone's trying to everyone's deciding that the ICE agents acted improperly. They shot an unarmed man. The main issue with this is that the videos you watch are not what the agents were seeing. All the videos you see are wide angle of the whole situation, the whole event, different positions. It's not what the agents were experiencing in the moment.
Most of the videos are extremely slowed down, frame by frame.
Yes,
which is not a reasonable officer at the scene at the time.
It's not the standard,
right?
And it can't be the standard, and it shouldn't be the standard because these are such dynamic and rapidly changing events that the courts have said that the police need to be able to operate in these dynamic situations, and we need to give them the ability to operate as a reasonable officer on the scene and not looking back on what they did with all the different angles and all the different videos and all the things that we know now and using that to judge the officer.
Yeah.
And that's
zooming in.
Right. And at the same time, I think you can also say awful. I mean,
yeah,
I do like the term lawful, but awful. I think that's the term I've used the most when I've talked to people about this situation. I think it's lawful, but awful. And what I mean by that is I think the agents in the moment, in the dynamic situation, acted lawfully, but it was with awful information. It was awful because we know what we know. We can watch all the videos. We can see everything that happened. The fact that when they engaged with Pretti and this female protester, they pushed the female protester. Pretti puts his hands on an agent, pushes the agent. That's illegal. You cannot interfere with law enforcement agencies or agents. You can't push them. You can't shove them. You can't keep them from arresting people. That's obstruction. It's illegal. You can't do it. I don't care if you don't agree with what they're doing. If you interject yourself into the situation and the problem, and as you saw in that video we just played, one of Pretti's friends said his last act was to help that woman get out of that situation or something like that. That's illegal. If you're helping someone to
escape from law enforcement,
that is illegal. You can't do that. I don't care.
Yeah.
Your personal views, your personal opinions about what's going on. You may not do that. And then at the beginning of it, I don't know that it was in that video, but you can hear one or two agents yell "gun, gun, gun,"
right?
Because Pretti has a gun on his hip while they're fighting with them. And if you're fighting with someone who has a gun on them, I don't care if they're a legal gun owner. I don't care if they're a legal concealed gun owner. I don't care. I don't care who they are, what they do, where they're from, which these agents had no idea who this guy was. Actually, they probably did know who he was and knew that he was extremely violent with them 11 days earlier. I wouldn't be surprised at all if they didn't know who he was in the moment.
But we don't know that. We don't
know that.
Yeah.
But they probably didn't know. Maybe they didn't know anything about him, but they do know that they have a guy who's interfering with them aggressively, and he's armed, and one of them yells "gun, gun, gun." That is a deadly force situation. If I am fighting with someone on the street and they have a gun on them, that is a deadly force situation.
Yeah.
And and I at the same time, the director of FBI, Kash Patel, gave that interview and said that you can't bring a gun to a protest.
Disagree.
100% disagree. I mean, you look at Kyle Rittenhouse. He brought a gun to a protest. Now he brought it to try to protect property, and ended up killing two.
I don't know.
So your Second Amendment rights don't stop because you're going to a protest. You can bring a gun to a protest. I thought that was a really poor statement from the FBI director.
We disagree 100%.
Disagree with him 100%. Is it a smart idea? No. It's not a smart idea.
It is if you control yourself. If you are a self-controlled person, carry on to a protest.
But what I'm saying is, if the whole point of you being there is to actively, physically engage with law enforcement.
That is not a protest, Anthony.
Right.
Like that's not a protest.
Right. Yeah.
It's not a
I
protest.
see what you're saying. Yeah.
Now it's elite. Like now you're at war.
Right.
With law enforcement.
Right.
You're assaulting officers. You're
Right.
interfering with officers. You're
Right.
putting your hands on someone. You're trying to get someone to escape. Like that's different than protesting. Protesting, blow whistles.
Right.
Blow whistles, man. I love that thing. That's hilarious to me. Hilarious. That would drive. Like I'm so glad I'm not them.
Yeah.
That would be absolutely. That'd be a very difficult situation to work in.
Right.
Whistles blowing all the time. People rushing to and fro. Now you got people
driving around, blocking you with cars.
Now you got people with guns. Like it creates chaos, which is what they want.
Right.
Because they're trying. I do think they're trying to get ICE to do something which it worked.
Right.
Because President Trump is now supposedly pulling ICE back a little bit because Minnesota's like cooperating a little bit now. Because the optics.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like it worked.
Yeah. It's so dangerous for you to interfere at that level with law enforcement.
It is an active fight.
Yes.
Like he's not allowing himself to be arrested.
Right.
I don't know if they said, "Hey, you're under arrest." I don't know that it matters.
Right.
Like I'm sure I would hope. I mean, I guess I shouldn't say this, but you know, hopefully get on your belly, put your hands behind your back, stop resisting. Like these are things that hopefully they said. If they didn't, that's on them too. You got to give them commands. It's tough to arrest somebody with 5 people. You know, it's
almost too many.
It is too many, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You know, again, we talk about this. Like they could have used better tactics, but 100%. It doesn't make it illegal what they did.
Yeah, and the fact that you have an agent yell gun, gun, gun. So now you have
that's the big thing.
You have a group of guys that is fighting with someone that they know that he has a gun, and then you have this, it looks like a plainclothes agent or someone who's not all vested up comes in and grabs. It looks like he grabs the gun. Again, watching these videos, it looks like he grabs the gun off the waistband of Pretti. Looks like he disarms him. There's reports out there that agent might have had an accidental discharge.
Or that the gun went off on its own because SIGs, I guess, are known for...
Yeah.
I don't know.
There is a problem with SIGs, allegedly. But, I haven't seen anything to tell me that there was an accidental discharge, but there is some reports out there that it might have happened. There's some reports from people in leadership in ICE.
And when we say accident discharge, you mean the agent who disarmed him as he's running away.
Yes.
There's like a couple clips out there that it seems like
maybe he had
down into the ground or something like that.
And kicked this whole thing off. And again, the agents in the circle,
they don't know.
Or maybe they just saw someone's hand reaching for the gun. Like, I can't tell you how many use of force situations I've been in where I'm like, what was the guy doing beside me?
Right.
Like, I don't even know what the guy was doing beside me. Like, I'm so zeroed in on my job and my task and what I'm trying to accomplish. You have that tunnel vision going in, and I guarantee you these agents had a ton of tunnel vision because they know they're fighting a guy with a gun.
Yeah, it's not a sterile environment too, and you got all the noises around you.
Right. And so, whatever kicked it off, whatever happened, whatever, error, mistake, perception that these agents saw, they end up, shooting Pretti, killing him. And now people are like, well, they killed an unarmed man. They assassinated him. It was illegal. They should have never been stopping him and all this stuff. And everyone's watching the videos, like we said earlier, slowing them down, watching different angles. And all those videos you're watching is not what the agents saw. The agents saw what was right in front of them. And that's why the courts have said, no, we can't go back and watch a bunch of videos that are shot from 10, 15, 20 feet back and then use those videos to convict an officer of wrongdoing because that's not what he was seeing. That's not what he was perceiving. That's not what he believed in the moment. And that's why I say, I think Lawful, awful.
Yeah.
It's awful to watch. Knowing what we know now, you're like,
again, and we're only basing this off video.
Yeah.
We don't have the investigative files. We don't have what the officer said. If the officers are like, yeah, I knew he was disarmed and I shot him, you're guilty of murder, bro.
yeah,
Like you're guilty of murder.
right.
Depending on what they say. Like,
Yeah. What's interesting is at the end of the video, I don't know if as you watch it, if you caught this, but at the end of the video, it sounds like agents, after they fire shots, Pretti's down, they move back in, and it sounds like you can hear agents asking, "Where's the gun? Where's the gun?" Which tells me that's a bad feeling.
sure.
Like you've used force, you've used deadly force in the moment you believed it was completely justified, and then all of a sudden you're like, he had a gun. Like, where was the gun? We don't know if in the middle of that pile, if he reached for something. Maybe Pretti didn't even know he was disarmed. Maybe he was reaching for the holster. Like, there's so many things we don't know about this investigation, and yet we want to try it in the media with these videos without having the full statements of everyone, all the investigation done. And I think it's not genuine. It's not fair. It's not the way things should be done. And it's not the standard. It's not the legal standard for law enforcement when it comes to using force.
And again, this whole incident is driven by Pretti.
Yeah.
The whole incident is driven by him.
I don't care if he saw a woman push to the ground and he jumped in to intervene. The woman was in the process of either being pushed away or arrested or whatever, and then you interject yourself and you put your hands on an agent and you push the agent. That's assault. You're done. You're coming with us. Like, you don't get to do that. In fact, you should have been arrested 11 days before, and maybe this wouldn't have happened then. And that's why I'm so pro law enforcement when it comes to, sometimes we just have to put people in cuffs and take them to jail, and that fact alone may save someone's life later.
Yeah, and in reality, this whole ICE operation Minnesota, the more I think about it, if Minneapolis actually cooperates with ICE, these things don't happen.
Yes.
I think, the likelihood of these things happening are much less.
Yeah.
Because you have locals who know the people, they know the streets, they're competent guys. You can go put a perimeter up to go arrest somebody. It's just much safer.
It's officers who work in an urban environment, understand, I think, in a better way than ICE agents, how to conduct crowd control.
Yeah.
And how to create a skirmish line and how to protect a perimeter.
Hey, now's not the time to go arrest this guy. Let's wait 5 minutes, see what happens.
Right.
Create a diversion somehow. That's been done before, right? You go up to somebody else and you start jaw jacking with them, and then next thing you know, the person you actually want to arrest is free, so you go grab them. There's all kinds of techniques that guys that work the street know. Yeah. Versus ICE agents who are probably used to just going to a business and grabbing somebody. It's not. Yeah. That's a crazy scene. And we've been in those scenes. You know what I mean? It's just a lot of those guys. It should have been 2 guys on him probably, and everybody else facing out. Everyone facing out, keeping everybody away, because you don't need 17 guys on a guy. Right. Sometimes you do, and this one you didn't.
And watching these ICE agents try to deal with these crowds and try to deal with people who are interfering with them. I mean, I think you can say that they probably need a step up in their level of training to deal with that. But again, that's to your point. If the police in these jurisdictions who are probably better trained in dealing with large crowds, disruptive crowds, riotous crowds, would move in and assist instead of standing back and being like, no, we don't help our federal brothers and sisters do their job. I mean, I think that could definitely make a difference. It's also difficult for me to watch something like this because I know in my career on 2 different occasions, I've almost shot an unarmed person. Mm-hmm. And so I see this happen and I see the vitriol, I see all the comments made about the agent, and I'm like, I've been there where my perception and what I was seeing was different than what was happening. Like I'll share this one. I won't talk about both of them, but the one was a trespassing disturbance type thing at a local gas station. Suspect walks away. I have a description. I find the suspect a couple blocks away on South Queen Street. And when I exit my cruiser and make contact with this guy, there's no way for me to describe the way he acted other than it was like animalistic, like type behavior, like pre-attack behaviors. He like kind of like got low, bladed his body and went right to like the side of his waistband that I couldn't see. Mm-hmm. I almost dropped this guy. I was convinced he was going for a gun. Like his movements and the way he moved, the way he faced me, like bladed his body, looked at me, and then went to his waistband. I like pulled my gun, pointed at him, finger on the trigger, and I hear him drop something on the ground, and it breaks, and it's a crack pipe.
Crack pipe, yeah.
I almost shot a guy over a crack pipe.
Right.
Now, what I found out later was that this guy, I think he might have had a warrant, and on the warrant was a notification that he was assaulted towards law enforcement and stuff.
Right.
So at the same time, I was like, maybe it's good. Like I was approached him that aggressively. Maybe that's what got him to stop. Maybe he was trying to get the crack pipe to
cut me,
to stab me. Like, I don't know. But so I look at something like this and I'm like, dude, I almost shot a guy over a crack pipe.
Yeah.
And it probably would have been justified. It would have been justified in that year. That would have been early 2000s.
Sure.
100% would have been justified because I believed 100% that I was about to engage in a fight for my life. Like the way he moved, the way he went, 100%.
Yeah.
And so I watched something like this and I'm like,
and
I get it.
What's the reason he's fighting with 5 federal agents? 5 or 6, however many there were. Like,
he had his phone out initially.
Yep. Okay.
He wants
After that, though, then what happened? Like, you're fighting with federal agents, law enforcement. You're fighting for a reason.
Right.
You're either trying to hurt them, trying to kill them, or trying to escape.
Right.
You can't do any of them.
Yeah.
Like they're all.
Yeah.
Illegal.
And the problem is that they're being taught these things, and that goes to this video at this church.
I don't think they're being taught that though. They're not being taught to do what he did. At least what I've seen.
They're being taught to step in, like
or to take video, just
if you look at what they're being taught.
A nonprofit group wants people to be ready if ICE shows up unannounced. KCRG Team 9's Jackson Valenti went to a legal observer training to see how people are being taught to record ICE officers without interfering.
This is the fear. Immigration agents showing up unannounced here in eastern Iowa.
You gotta watch the
Most people froze, but one person didn't.
It was a shock, and I was thinking to myself, oh my God, they came in here. I can't believe that they came in here.
But this isn't real. It's a simulation designed to make sure people like Teresa Keller aren't caught off guard.
After, 50 years as a nurse, you're kind of like, yeah, I know how to respond.
The point of that simulation and these fake but real-looking officers is to train people on their rights as legal observers. People in the crowd said they felt deflated, scared, and embarrassed after the first simulation, so they ran it again with their training in mind. This time around, far more people recorded, requested warrants, quickly communicated a plan, already having a good example to work from. Organizers say there's a fine line between being an active legal observer and making sure you don't break the law by interfering with officers. They said
so in this video, they're being taught to intervene. Like,
if my church ever does this, I'm out. I will have serious conversations with leadership of our church.
I'm out too.
Ever do this.
this church and this pastor welcomed this group of activists in to do this training, to train people how to protest ICE. And, I thought it was really funny, the part in the video where they're like, saying, you can't, don't do things that, I forget how they word it, interfere or assaultive towards ICE. You can't put your hands on ICE. You can't do, make sure that you act within the law. And then they show, the one, scenario where they bring in these guys that look like ICE. And, there's 3 people up there that the ICE is trying to take into custody. And like 25 people get in front of these 3 that they're trying to take into custody in this scenario and block the ICE agents from being able to do it.
Right.
And I'm like, that's illegal. You
just broke the law.
You just broke the law.
Yeah.
You can't do that. You can't obstruct law enforcement from arresting someone that they're coming in to arrest. I don't care if you agree with it or not. And so that cracks me up about the video. I just found the whole video hilarious, but that's what they're teaching people. And in this video, ICE agent shoves a female back. What does Pretti do? He gets in between them, puts his hands on a agent. You're done. Like you've now broken the law.
Yeah.
Go if you want to go over and help the woman, go for it. But the moment you put hands on an agent and put yourself between what they're trying to deal with, and now you're between the agents and what they're trying to deal with, game over. You've made your decision.
Yeah.
And now you've made your decision with a gun on your hip, and you've just escalated the situation. The agents didn't escalate it.
Right.
You did.
Right. And it's not just that he continuously fought.
Yeah.
It's not like he gave up. Okay.
Right.
You got me.
Yeah.
Right. Which is the right thing to do. Hey, I did something. There's a consequence for it.
But I think all these things are taught. All these things are taught to these the ones who want to be violent, the ones who want to be violent agitators. All these things are taught. And the reason I say that is because the video we showed earlier that happened 11 days before Pretti was shot and killed. That video, again, I didn't play it with sound because Pretti says the F word like 40 times in the video, and I didn't feel like editing it. But in that video, at the end of the video, when the agents are on him and trying to take him into custody, detain him, they didn't end up arresting him, so I don't know what the point was. But when they were trying to detain him and or arrest him, the entire time, Pretti changes his voice. He changes his voice. He goes from F you, spitting on them, kicking, to please help me. Like he's like being an injured animal. Help me. He literally, his voice changes and what he's saying. And I'm like, this is taught behavior. They're learning to do this because it creates a certain video. It creates a certain image. It creates a certain idea about what's happening.
Yeah.
And you and I, again, we've experienced that. How many times have we gone in, to arrest a guy who's being an absolute insane, out of his mind, violent? You go in and arrest him. He's like, oh, help. They're hurting me.
Right.
And
no one's hurt him.
No one's hurting him.
Yeah.
Or they are getting hurt and now they just turn into a sniveling child because, they can't, they want to do the crime, but they don't want to deal with the consequences of it. So, yeah, I mean, again, this ICE stuff, it continues to be in front of us, and so we just keep talking about it because I think it's a super heavy pressing issue on our country right now. So,
yeah, we talked about it.
So. We'll close out the video with this, or close out the episode with this funny video though, because Gary, you're like, oh man, we end these episodes so heavy. We need something like lighter. We need something lighter. So, what's lighter than a suspect running from the police and getting caught?
Dude, it's the best.
Stop, please! Okay, guys, you got me. Can I buy you dinner?
I've never seen a suspect invite cops to dinner after he's been arrested.
I love it, dude. I loved this video. It's awesome. It's so good.
I've never.
Hey man, you guys got me.
You guys got me. Can I buy you dinner? Like,
dude, I love it.
I would. Yeah, it's so great because it's almost like, here's a guy who understands. Hey, I just ran from the police. I just got caught. You know what?
I didn't fight.
After they got me. I didn't fight. I didn't punch. I didn't bite. I didn't spit on them. I didn't try to pull a weapon. They got me in cuffs. Maybe I should buy these guys dinner.
Dude, it's awesome.
They're getting
I love this guy. Like, I bet he's fun to hang out with. He's like, I tried. They got me. It's like playing tag with your buddy.
Right.
You just happen to get, whatever. It's dude.
They should have taken him up on it. Sure.
Dude, if it was like a disorderly conduct arrest, you write him the ticket, you'd be like, let's go get dinner.
Where are we going to get dinner?
Yeah, let's go get a sandwich or something. Dude, that would be fun.
Yeah.
We need more lighthearted, like, cop interactions with people because not something like this happens all the time where someone invites you to dinner, but there's a lot of funny things where like, you got me. Like, dude, I had so many arrests like that. Be like, yeah, you got me, man. It's a game.
Yeah.
Like, if you're a criminal and you're a criminal element and you're like, you're doing your thing, the cops are doing their thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes the bad guy wins. They get away.
Yeah.
And then they get caught another time. But like sometimes the cops win.
I would even
it's fun.
Yeah, I would even say that to guys sometimes after they were at the police station. I'd be like, "Hey man, it's a game. Sometimes you win, sometimes I win, and tonight I won."
Yeah.
And they'd be like, "Oh, come on, Weaver. Come on, Weaver."
That's fun.
So, stuff like that. But I used to save all the crazy things people said to me. I would like write it down. I probably have it saved somewhere. But I remember this one guy, he was, it was pretty funny. So Weaver, for those of you who watch these episodes, listen to these episodes, Weaver is a Mennonite heritage. And I'm not going to get into what the Mennonites are, but it's a Mennonite heritage here in Pennsylvania. Weaver's a big name. And this guy, I can't remember his last name. It was something with like a Mennonite heritage last name or whatever. He's out cold drunk laying on the sidewalk. He has somewhere he found like police caution tape.
Okay.
And that was his belt. He had put it through his belt loops and tied it as a belt to keep his pants up. Drunk out of his mind. And I arrest him and he sees my last name and he goes, "Come on, man, as a fellow Mennonite, can't you just cut me a break?"
Dude, that's awesome. That's
so
funny,
you know, he saw my last name and figured, that I was from that heritage, and
that's great.
Yeah, so stuff like that. You gotta. The job can be a lot of fun. I feel like over the years it's gotten a lot less fun, but there have been moments that are super funny.
Yeah,
super funny.
That's a good one to end on, man.
So.
That's good.
All right, that's a wrap. This was episode 3 of season 3. Gary, last episode, you had some great closing comments.
Oh, man. Did I?
I put you on the spot and you delivered.
Is that right? Don't do it today.
Don't do it today?
No, I think I'm out, dude.
All right.
I think,
dude, get on with your day.
Yeah. Where did egalitarianism come in? Where'd that come from?
I don't know. I'm not going to lie. I would need you to flesh it out and define it for me.
I think I'm going to have to do some work. Maybe I'm going to do that.
We'll open the next episode with that.
Yeah.
With you defining that. Come ready.
Man, it's a lot of pressure, dude. I got 2 weeks to figure it out, I guess.
Dude, I play second fiddle to you. You enjoy the pressure.
Oh, dude, you played the lines well, Anthony. You played the lines very well today.
Peace.